Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes only. Let's get to our show today. We had a little bit of a backdraft yesterday due to the yield kind of soaring. Yields are up again today, and let me just pull up our S&P 500 map to start out. It's not showing up right yet. I was looking for some news on another company, which I'm going to share with you shortly. So that's the reason the map isn't showing up. But here we go right now. The map looks a little better than yesterday. We got a lot of green in here in energy. Looks like tech is bouncing back a little bit, and consumer cyclical, and banks diversified, financial assets, insurance all seem to be doing better. But let me get to the news here. Electric vehicle batteries and other car parts are the latest products under scrutiny as part of Washington's efforts to stamp out U.S. links to forced labor in Chinese supply chains, according to a document seen by Reuters. Tapestry, TPR, Q4 EPS 95 cents versus estimate of 97 cents. Lovesac Company, LOVE, said it has identified via internal investigation certain errors with the methodology used to calculate accrual to its last mile freight expenses applicable to financial statements for the fiscal year 2023. Tyson Foods, TSN, plans to sell its Chinese poultry business. 3 people with knowledge of the matter said in the latest case of multinational firm looking to divest from the country in recent years. Energy, Industrials, and Materials, AMCOR, AMCR, Q4 adjusted EBITDA, 387 million versus 413 million estimate. BAE Systems, BAE-SY, agreed to buy Ball Corporation's aerospace assets for 5.55 billion in cash. Hawaiian Electric, HE, adds to recent declines falling late Wednesday after the Wall Street Journal reported the company is in talks with restructuring advisory firms to address financial and legal challenges over its potential liabilities in the wake of Maui wildfires. Chesapeake Energy, CHK, to replace Mercury Systems, MRCY, in the S&P 500 midcap. Mercury Systems will replace Arconic, ARNC, and the S&P small cap 600 effective prior to the opening of trading Monday, August 21st. Apollo Global Management Inc. is acquiring Arconic. Financials, PYCR, Paycor, Q4 adjusted operating profit 15.4 million versus estimate of 13.59 million. Stone Company, STNE, Brazilian firm that William Buffett has investments in. Q2 adjusted net income 322.0 million versus estimate 287.4 million. Healthcare, ABBV announced that the European Commission has approved Acquit, AQUIPTA, Auto Gpont for prophylaxis of migraine in adults who have 4 or more migraine days per month. On to technology, media, and telecom, Cisco Systems, CSCO, they're trending today. Quarter four adjusted EPS $1.14 versus estimate $1.06. Azure Software. This was a stock I was researching, 3.3 million shares spot secondary priced at $12. The market didn't like it. And so it dropped yesterday and it continues down today. Avnet, AVT, quarter four adjusted EPS $2.06 versus estimate $1.65. Billy, BILI, quarter two adjusted EPS loss 32 cents versus estimate 35 cents. Kimball Electronics, KE, quarter four adjusted EPS 76 cents versus 68 cents estimate. Synopsys as NPS, quarter three adjusted EPS $2.88 versus $2.74 estimate. And finally, Wolfspeed, WOLF, quarter four adjusted EPS 42-cent loss versus estimate 48-cent loss. And that's the news for today. Let's go to our screen. Once again, I like to share the screen. This is an annuity. An annuity average annual growth 12.58% compared to 7.57% of the indexes. That's because the indexes fall when the stocks fall, whereas the annuity does not. Once it steps up, stays on the step, and it goes up another step, it stays on that step and protects your money and protects your dreams of riches in the future. So there you have it. Let's go to our screens. This is Azure Software, which was in the news. It gapped down yesterday, down to its 200-day. It was trading around 2 days before. It was at 1439, at a high of 1446, dropped to 1380, and then it really has fallen off quite a bit here. Down over 14%. See what today is. I guess that looks what today brings, 14.33% drop. Look at all the selling. People don't like it when shares are diluted and the share price drops that far. It makes them lose money and I guess lose a little faith in the company. So let's go to take a look at our bond yields. As I said, they were soaring and they just keep going up. They're up big time again today. You just look at this 4.09 number. Anytime it's gone up above that, it's clearly above that at 4.3. Take a look at our 20-year yield. It's gapping up as well. It's up almost 3.6%. So let's take a look at our dollar. Dollar is pulling back slightly. And take a look at gold. Gold is bouncing slightly. And silver is bouncing a little more. Silver had a little gap up today. It's pulling back to its declining 10-day moving average. Copper is trying to bounce here a little bit. Got a couple other copper stocks. This one is gapped up. Southern Copper. And we got a slight movement in FCX. So let's take a look at our volatility index. Got a big move. Looks like this is Monday, actually Tuesday, continued up Wednesday, and it's up strong again today. So S&P 500 should be down because it's inverse related. It has come down some, but it is trying to bounce today, up 0.15%. The NASDAQ continues to decline, significantly up under the 50-day, 10 and 20-day moving averages. Got a long ways to go to get to its 200, but we'll continue to watch that. And Dow Jones up slightly this morning with some good news in Cisco. Up, their earnings are up 37%, 39% earnings surprise is gapping up, and it's at the top of its gap today. Got pretty good volume in the early going here, so a lot of money managers are putting their money to work in Cisco. Look at our small caps. Continues down. I believe the bond yields are putting pressure on the small regional banks, or mostly in small cap index. Take a look at our financials. Trying to bounce off of the 200-day. Energy definitely bouncing. Oil prices are rebounding off of yesterday. So we got a gap up from the close of yesterday, up almost 2%. This is why you see gas pricing just rising at the local pump. Communications and a slight bounce. Semiconductor, pretty flat. They're under the 50-day moving average. We'll just see if they can stabilize here with yields just unrelentingly rising. Building materials, got a nice bounce there. Mining and metals is rebounding here. And the yields are starting to affect the home builder stocks as well. So that's a look at our indexes. I've got one more, airlines. Yeah, they're falling as well. See what other issues are up today. Our house, omni-channel retailer with 81 showrooms, trying to bounce off, stay above the 50-day moving average, bouncing off of the 200-day, up 3.5%. LSI Industries, outdoor lighting, moving up about 20% today in huge volume, and a pretty big volume with not too much of a movement down yesterday. So that bodes well. It looks like a lot of money managers are supporting this as well. Chesapeake Energy, gapping up this morning, up on nearly 6%. with the 2% rise in oil pricing. That's some pretty good volume of people buying here. Looked at Cisco. Billy, which was in the news, up around 3% this morning. Mercury Systems, which is also in the news, up just under 2.5% this morning. Had pretty good volume yesterday and some good volume today. Take a look at my handy handheld here. Synopsis, which was in the news, tried to move higher and is pulling back. Earnings came in at 37% increase, 50% surprise, and just couldn't maintain its move here. Got a lot of selling in there. Came in. We got some Chinese issues. Got a little bit of volume here. Li Auto, another Chinese automaker, up 2%. It hit its 10-day moving average and is pulling back. Powell Industries had a huge gap up, and it is remaining pretty strong up here. Just doesn't want to go down. Got a gap up in Klondike Phillips. It's on its low, but it's still up 4% this morning. And finally, the positive movers, Pinterest is up about 2%. Had huge volume yesterday. As it's bouncing off the 200-day, and it's just continuing that today. So let's see where the money is moving out of. In the news, Wolf, their earnings were negative 42 cents. Was a 1.5% earnings surprise, but that definitely was not good enough as it's down 18.26%. VinFast Auto had a surge move the other day. We're not really sure. It's a blank check company. CVS is gapping down. Look at this huge volume. Not really sure what is causing this, but this is not a healthy sign. Down 11% on a big company like this with this huge volume. It's early yet, and look at all this volume. A lot of people moving out of that company. Another company in the news, Lovesac, gapping down about 6%. I believe they needed to restate their financials. Forward continues to sell off. Once the trend changes, it is not a good sign. And finally, Cigna Group. So it looks like a couple of the healthcare issuers are really dropping today. Take a look at one other. Tetra Tech, engineering focus. This is generally, you can, if something bounces off of the 20-day moving average, it's a good sign. But anytime something comes below the 50-day moving average in significant fashion like this, it's a sell. Earnings went up 19%, 9% approval, but this is not a good sign. A lot of these companies, the high yields on the bonds could be causing some of the movement out of stocks right now and moving into bonds. When you can get such a good interest rate in bonds, why take the risk of being in the stock market? So that's the news there. Other than that, we don't really have any other educational topic at this time, but stay tuned, and we hope you have a great Thursday. Continue working on your activities and your goals, and if you have any financial goals you'd like to discuss, we're always here to assist you. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes. Have a great day.